goes the earring.
I know what you're thinking. She can't wear those original vintage earrings, but oh yes, she can because she went through some major surgery. Poor Barbie. But yes, she can wear these, and I'm going to show you what I did, and you can do it too if you want to, but please take precaution because it can be a little risky. And a second problem that plagues vintage Barbies that we're going to look at. Now, I've already done a video on how to keep the shoes from falling off because these rubber bands are a good way to do it, but they deteriorate. Look at this. I just pull it. So rubber bands, if you can find some good ones, they will still work. But I got another idea to help with the splits. Let's do something to cover up these ugly, ugly splits. So these are 2, 3, maybe 4 ideas I have for solutions for. We're going to do an operation so Barbie can wear original earrings. We're going to look at some different earring ideas to help cover up some minor green ear, holding shoes on, and covering up those ugly splits. So 4 things we're going to be looking at today. So a lot to do, so let's get it going. So here's the items that you're going to need to perform the operation. You're going to need some really pointy tweezers. These come out to a little bitty sharp point on the end. Some pointy scissors, a thick needle, maybe even bigger than this one possibly. But see, this is kind of thick and long. I can hold on to it. Just be careful. Don't poke yourself. Also, you're going to need an earring back, a rubber earring back. Now, this may be a little short. I probably wouldn't use this one on my Barbie because it is shorter, and you need some that's going to be long enough so when it goes through the head, nothing comes in contact with the Barbie's head. When you put the earring in, the guard is in there protecting the Barbie head so it don't turn green. Now, I've never tried this on a hard-headed doll. It's only going to work on these soft heads like this. Possibly you could soften a head and then do it, but use all precaution. You're taking your own risk. I wanted to do it to my doll, so I did it. You stand the possibility of making the hole too big, cracking the doll, and you need to take her head off possibly. You may can do it without taking her head off. If you take her head off, be careful with that. You may want to soften it up. If she's got a large neck knob, it may split her head a little bit, split the back of her neck. So take precautions in doing this, and enjoy your earrings once it's done.
One earring guard is in, and I'm going to show you how I did it. You may not want to try this at home or anywhere else, but I really, really want my doll to wear her earrings. So I'm going to start by making her hole just a little bigger. Get your earring guard. What's going to be an earring guard actually is just it's off of my earrings. It's looking pretty good right there. I can just get it to stay while I remove the, yes, and it's in place, and I am thrilled.
Romantic Ruffles outfit with her original earrings. The plague of green ear. Oh, it's bad. I cannot totally get rid of green ear on most dolls. I've never tried the CLR. I've had dolls that have really faded around the ear, so I think someone else used some CLR on them. That's why I don't like it. I've tried removes it. It helps a tad, but we're going to look at some ideas to help cover it up. And this is one idea if you just got a little bit. I've got like 90% of the green ear out, and it wouldn't come, the rest wouldn't come out. So these little things right here, I got this at Michael's, and these make really big pearl earrings. You can see next to the doll how big these are going to be. So if there's just a little bit around the hole, these will work. But these, again, this is only going to go on the soft-headed doll. So if you got a doll with a hard head, you're going to have to soften that head up first by putting it in some boiling water and getting it nice and squishy. So all you've got to do with these is just find an end
I can't take all my dolls through surgery. Just kind of clip this part off. Give it long enough so you get a little bit of strength to it right there. So this is my reproduction doll, and yes, they can get green ear. I don't know if you can pick it up, but just around the hole, she already has a hole. She has just a little bit of green on that hole. So look how nice these earrings look on her. And if you haven't seen my video on reproductions, you may want to watch that at the end of this video. And please like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. And let's get back to it. So I'm going to put her other earring in. And these, you have to adjust them. Sometimes I started a little long. You have to adjust it to the right length because they do tend to bend. But oh, that one went in pretty good. So now I can't, well, push it. You really got to push it. So now I don't have to look at that little bit of green ear, and it looks really cute on her. And we're going to do something with her shoes in a few moments. I love this ponytail right here. She's so pretty and her hair's so soft. But look at the green ear. It's faded, it's slight, but we're going to do something that's going to cover that up and make her look a lot more attractive. So here's what I did to cover up the little bit bigger green ear. I used, can you see her diamonds? Diamonds on that side, just two. I used this roll of sequins. You can get this at the dollar store. It's just a couple dollars for a roll. I about used most of it. And a hot glue gun.
Ooh, I can do that.
Cut off two. Put some hot glue on and then stick it on. And I decided to go ahead, since she's wearing black shoes, take one and put on her shoe. Now she's got the rubber bands holding her shoes on. These rubber bands seem to be holding up, so I'm not going to change those out right now, but some of them don't, which leads us to part 2 of this video, shoes. Are you tired of every time you pick your doll up or move her around? There goes a shoe. As you can see, these shoes are not so attractive. They won't stay on, and they have a split. So to fix the problems that we have that plagues shoes, the open toe shoes, they split and they fall off. Now, rubber bands is a good solution if the rubber bands work. If not, then we're going to do some other things. Some items you may need is some ribbon, different colors of ribbon, depending on what color your shoes are. Maybe even a little bit of, what is this stuff called? Like craft string. Craft string. Okay, I'll just call it craft string. But it's a little thinner than ribbon, so when you don't want such a big, wide piece. And various types of beads. I'm always picking up cheap beads at flea market. So some beads and another, get out that big thick needle again because you're going to use it, and a hot glue gun, and possibly, depending on what you're doing with your doll, maybe even some, this is fishing line, so this will be completely invisible to tie around the doll shoe. So let's look at a few options for some shoe cures. Yeah, shoe cures. Shoe cures? So the splits, we're going to do something to cover those up. I have these nice little beads right here that I got from some jewelry that I just picked up at the flea market. So to start, I'm just going to put just a dab of hot glue on there just to hold the bead in place until I can get it more secure. There's one. Got one more. So there's the beads. They're bigger than what Mattel usually put on shoes, and I like that. They really show up. So they're there, but now I got to secure the beads a little bit better and the shoes onto the feet. So I'm going to cut a piece of thread right here, some white thread. I'm going to run the string through the bead right there like that. Just bring it under the shoe and give it a quick tie. Now, both shoes have the beads secured nice and firmly to the shoe. And now let's make sure the shoes don't fall off of Barbie's feet. Same kind of routine that I've been using on some of the others. 1, 2, and then come under the heel again and double knot that. 1 and 2. So you want to get some little scissors or some fingernail clippers or something and cut these strings as close as you can so you don't have a lot of excess string sticking out.
So for some shoe hacks, I don't want to put any big ribbons on these shoes. So use light pink string and tie it like I do the ribbon. Put it around her leg. Make a knot. It will slip, come up, and then make a couple of knots on her foot. This is kind of going to the foot and not going on top of her shoe. But that's going to hold her shoe on really good. And it's not going to be noticeable. So that's the easiest shoe hack if you don't want anything to show and you don't want to decorate her shoes up a little bit more. So I'm going to do the other one and then we'll move on to the next idea. Now some ribbon. This way we have a smaller crisscross on her foot and a bigger bow look on the toe of the shoe. 1 knot. So we've got our shoe secured, and this one is just decorative. Try to pull about the same height. Clip them at one time. Clip them at one time at an angle. Yes. Here's another one for these flat shoes. Just crisscross it around the front, under the shoe, and tie it on the back. So you got a little bow at the back of her heel. So this was just a few ideas for my dolls back here to help solve some problems. I hope you take these and run with them and expand on them and do your own thing with your dolls. But just be careful. It can be dangerous doing those ear insertions. Now, one more thing I do want to bring up, someone had asked me about this. If you saw my last short, I showed where my dolls are collected dolls now. And I had this doll, I think this is what, Princess Tiana. Oh, someone said, why don't you give her to Julia? Julia had the little Minnie Mouse. I love Daisy Duck. Daisy Duck is holding another little baby. So here we would have, well, I'm not a doll, but I'm a person holding a doll, holding a doll, holding a doll. So 4 generations there. But I'm going to do what someone suggested that I would do. So let's see how Julia looks with this little doll. She's kind of big is the reason I didn't really want to use this one. I bought her, I liked her, but she's a little big, but not too bad. Kind of cute. Okay, I like it. I'll leave it. She likes her. So if you'll excuse me, I'm being paged. I got to do another operation. Yes, I got to do an operation. Casey here. Casey is wanting to wear her original triangle earring that only came in one ear. She only had one, so I just got to do one on her. So maybe I'll be showing that one on a short, on another video. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.